not the counterpunch. Telling him not to counterpunch.
Good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of ATN Sports Personality Show. My name is Kingsley Manuel and I'm very happy to be here this morning to bring you another sports personality on today's edition of the show. And today we're going to take a look at a very distinguished sports personality in the world of tennis. And no other host Italian to reach the last four of the ATP finals. Of course, you know that the ATP finals is on, and Jannik Sinner, of course, is putting up some kind of impressive performance. Don't forget, he ended the 19 match winning streak of Novak Djokovic, and of course, that really puts him on the limelight, and that's why we're facing with us.
Telling him not to counterpunch. Telling him not to counterpunch.
Welcome back, the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. Of course, we told you we're going to be taking a look at the life of Jannik Sinner. Don't forget, he's the first Italian to reach the last four for the ATP finals. And interesting to know that he actually ended that 19-match winning streak of very promising. And the big question is, who is going to take Jannik Sinner down?
Good morning, Kingsley, and good morning to our viewers out there. What a beautiful moment here as we delve into the life of Jannik Sinner.
A beautiful moment, of course, it is, because this man is really what, talking about. Putting up that impressive performance against the very world number one this time, talking about Novak Djokovic. He actually, put up a very huge surprise to so many tennis lovers. But let's take a look at, the man proper. Of course, he was born on the 16th of August 2001, very young. He's an Italian professional tennis player. He has been ranked as high as world number 4 by the ATP and achieved on the 2nd of October 2023, making him the highest ranked Italian male player, tied with Andrano Panata, and world number 124 in doubles, achieved on 27 September 2021. Sinner has won 10 ATP Tour titles, single doubles as well. But let's take a look at how he actually dive into the sports tennis. Sinner was, of course, we told you he was born on the 16th of August 2001 to Hens Peter and St. Glendon Sinner in San Candido in the region of South Trio in northern Italy, into a Roman Catholic family. He grew up in the town of Sexton, where his father and mother work as a chef and a waitress at a Sky Lodge. He has a brother named Mac, and Sinner began both skiing and playing tennis at the age of 3. He was one of Italy's top junior skiers from 12 years old, winning a national championship in a giant slalom at the age of 8 and earning a national runner-up at the age of 12. While training in skiing, Sinner gave up tennis for a year at the age of 7 before his father pushed him to return to the sport. And when he resumed playing, he began working with Haribert Mer as his first regular coach. Nonetheless, tennis was still only his third priority behind skiing and football. At the age of 13, Sinner decided to give up skiing and football in favor of tennis. He preferred it over skiing because he wanted to compete directly against an opponent to have more margin of error over the course of an entire match. He also wanted to be in an individual sport where he could make all of the decision. And an opportunity he won in the center under Riccardo Petti and Massimo Sotori, a decision which his parents, of course, supported. And at the center, Sinner lived with the family of Luka Jabskovic, one of his coaches, before Sinner began training in tennis full-time with Patti. He had been playing only twice a week. An impressive one, of course, when you talk about his early life, talking about his ambition in playing tennis. I think tennis was actually his third priority, and then he was actually into skiing and playing football. His parents, of course, really gave him that support to go into tennis, whereas his mind wasn't that there. But I think he saw something very well with his ambition of trying to, compete, with an opponent and not playing, a team football. Michael, I don't know what you make of Yannick Sinner, early life.
I think his early life tells it all. His early life started gradually, and as a kid, she found pleasure in playing tennis, skiing, and football at the time. But as he continued to grow and gain more understanding, choice, just like you said earlier, was her third choice of.
Was it his third choice?
I mean, his third choice, rather. On the sport which he wanted stopped and actually developed passion for tennis, to the extent where he was able to realize some certain things that in football is like a collective team. It's like a collective team. It's like a team in football. Success or failure in any sport that he ventured into, and he sees tennis as that terrain where he can be able to take full responsibility of what actually happens during the process of the game. And for me, it goes a long way to tell you that he was very, very ambitious. He wanted to take charge of a career that he wanted to delve into. He wouldn't want a situation whereby you get into other team sport where, for example, in football, if you lose a match, you're not going to be singled out to be blamed for the loss of such game. It's either your opponent, were better than you, or it's either your coach did not do the right thing, or either your fellow players weren't efficient or putting up their to him. He feel that is not the right thing. So he wanted to take control of his life, take control of his destiny, take control of what happens in the field or in the court or in any field of, sport. At all that of anything that happens. So for me, I think the father played a major role into persuading him to revert him back to tennis as one of the greatest sport that he want to express himself as. Going forward, at his younger age, that matter, he did pretty well, though he wasn't all that active. He didn't break much record or bring many success during his time as a teen while on the court, because he had a plan, and that plan was to get to the apex of tennis where he can be able to compete at the big. It boils down to a man who knows what he wants in life, and he actually pursued his dream. And when he got to 13 years, Riccardo Piatti, who is a coach as at then, who has the experience, very good background when you talk about his father to even make his first debut appearance in 2017. But then again, let me not rush too far.
Because we don't have to rush too far. We have to take it gradually, talking about the life of Yannick Sinner, the Italian tennis player. And let's take a look at his junior career. Sinner began playing on the ITF Junior Circuit, the Premier Junior Tour, which is run by the International Tennis Federation, in 2016. Despite having limited success as a junior, he moved mainly to the professional tour following the end of 2017. He never played the main draw of any high-level Grade 1 event in singles, and the only higher-level Grade 8 tournament he entered was the Trofeo Bonfiglio. He followed up an opening round loss at Italy Grade 8 tournaments in 2017 with a quarterfinal in 2018. That was because he entered so few high-level tournaments as in a career high junior ranking. Awareness of that, you can compete, on that level. But what do you make of the switch for him, despite the fact that he wasn't performing well?
Statistics at the junior level, he wasn't at his best. But then again, because of the passion and consistency, he was able to walk, his way through to the top out there. Because sometime at your junior cadre in your field, maybe lack of experience and some other things are a contributory factor to why he was not successful in that regard. But then again, the ability for him to keep learning through the curves also, helped him to push this far. Because if you take a look at his, achievement at the junior level, it wasn't that much. That should have been enough for one who is not serious, for one who is not dedicated, to call it a quit. Because after all, this is not my first choice of the sport I wanted to delve into, but my father had to push me through this. So that should have been an excuse, but the father called him back into the court, and he, that should have been enough excuse for him to, drop down or quit the game after having not made any significant impact or success in his junior category. But then again, like I said, resilient, passion, dedication, hard work is what made him to keep pushing, before he could break even. Because like we can see today, he has broken even. Being seated at the world number 4, it is no mean feat. It is due to hard work and dedication that actually helped him to push through, and get to these heights in his career.
But what do you make of the dad's decision of course, guiding him to go into tennis? Is it because of the money in tennis? Because we know that yes, he was playing the skiing game as well as football. Football, of course, there's enough money in football these days. But why the decision for tennis?
For me, the decision for tennis is best known to the father, because the father might be a lover of tennis. I'm just saying in quote, might be. I don't think it's all about the money, because if it were to be the money, at least we know that at most 90 or 80% of individuals, sports-loving fans all over the world, will first go for football, because that is where the main thing is, the main deal is, which is the money that comes with football. Just take for example that some players are being paid as much as £300,000 a week. Some are being paid 350, 400. Even the Saudi has even broken that barrier by extending their trademark to some £500,000, just a week deal. So that should should have been enough motivation for the father to look at the monetary aspect of it and say, my son, you see this table tennis, you are not going there. Go and play football. After all, you have passion for football. But then again, in the other climb, there's a more developed climb, just like we've seen. They don't put money first. They put their interest and love first for whatever
money
they like
is not
doing.
the problem.
Money is not the problem, even though his background is not all that wealthy, because the father was working as a chef while the mom was working as a waitress in a certain restaurant there. So from that statistics alone, it's very clear that they come from a low background family that is not financially buoyant, for that matter. So if it was to be for the money, I think the father would have advised him to go and play for the for football where the money is. But it boils down to passion. It boils down to what they want, and that is why they are quite different from the African man. We Africa, we put money first, because and we don't blame ourselves because of the harsh economic situation or dilemma that Africa finds itself as a third world country. Definitely money speaks volume in the place of passion this time around. That is why we've seen bankers dropping their profession to head into politics, because that is where they seems to get all the money. You see some teachers, lawyers dropping their original, portfolios of what they have interest and passion for, and give so much work toward getting the certificate by going to school, spend so many years, and at the end of it all, they drop such certificate to head to politics. Because politics seems to be the shortest way where you can be able to, maximize all the money that is available. So for me, I think the African situation is quite different from that of our European counterparts. That is why they don't put money first. They put what they love doing first before the money. So for me, I think the father played a major role in persuading his son, and it paid off.
Really paid off, of course. The man is really doing well in tennis at the moment. But let's take a look at his professional career. In 2018 was the year of ITF features and Challenger Tour for the man Yannick Sinner. And Sinner wasn't too focused on the junior circuit, and he began playing on the ITF men's circuit in early 2018. With his low ranking, he could initially be directly accepted into only ITF features events. Not less, he began receiving wild cards for ATP Challenger Tour events and the second tier tour run by the Association of Tennis Professionals. In the second half of the year, his only ITF title of the year was in doubles, and he finished the season ranked number 551 in 551. And in 2019, of course, there was the next gen final title and top 100 ranking for the man. Sinner won his first ATP Challenger Tour in Bergamo in February 2019 at the age of 17 years and 16 months. Despite entering the tournament with no match wins at the Challenger level, he became the first person born in 2001 to reach a Challenger final, and the youngest Italian to win a Challenger title in history. With the title, he rose over 200 spots in ATP rankings up to 324. After his first two ITF features titles, Sinner entered his first ATP tournament at the Hungarian Open as a lucky loser, where he notched his first tour level win over home wildcard Metzel Vasquez. And the next week, he reached his second ATP Challenger final in Ostrava, finishing runner-up to Kemia. Sinner had a strong finish to the season. As a wildcard at the European Open, he became the youngest player in 5 years to reach the ATP semi-final. Along the way, he knocked off for top seed and world number 13 Game Murphy for his first career top 50 victory. And this performance helped him break into the top 100 for the first time 1 week later. And for the 2019, he played one last event in Italy the following week, winning the third challenger title in Oritice. Sinner finished the year at world number 78, becoming the youngest player in the year and top 80 since Rafa Nadal in 2003. He was also named ATP newcomer of the year. So 2018, Michael, 2019 was really an impressive year for Yanis. Now coming in from the um, uh, junior level where he didn't put up much performance, he came in and was of course putting up those numbers, and his ranking of course improved. I think was it at the age of 17 years he won his first ACP challenge as well, putting up some impressive record. I think 2018, 2019 was a very good start for him at the professional level.
Definitely, 2017, 2018, 2019 was when he actually break into the scene. Though the
white card calls as well for him, much of white card calls.
Yes, though the ATP federation or association, they had to recognize his effort the bigger stage, and that is why every now and then he continue to push if he can be able to get any slot there. But then again, they had to look at him and just give him a white card. What it means is that you were not supposed to be a part of this tournament. But then again, averagely well, you may want to say, and that is how he began to blew. So for me, I think it boils down, like I said earlier, it boils down to passion and dedication. Because if the passion and dedication wasn't there, I mean, for the fact that we've seen that during his junior category he was unable to excel, he would throw the towel and say, no, I'm not doing it again. Let me go back to, for there was still age on his side. At 17, he was still very young. He can still go back to the academy, football academy, and make his name out there. He can still even go back to skiing, but then again, he stay put in that place and continue to work hard. And today, the rest, they will say it is history.
What do you make of it? Do ranking will determine, the strength or brilliance of a tennis player? Because just like we mentioned, he's actually been ranked 300 and something, and was taking down top opponents that were well ranked. What do you make of the ranking? Really determine the strength, or brilliance of a tennis player? Of course, of recently, actually beat world number one over Djokovic. So I don't know what you make of it.
Yeah, when you talk about ranking in the ATP or WTA, definitely it plays a major role on the strength of any player out there. Because if you are ranked world number one, it wasn't just by ceremonial sake that they had to rank you. They go through the games that you have been able to play. They evaluate the quality of the opponent that you have faced over the years or over the period of time. They evaluate this opponent, evaluate your own strength as well, and the point that you are able to grab out of those big opponents as well. All these things, they put them together before they could say, okay, yeah, you deserve to be at the world number one, you deserve to be at the world number two. And it is evident from what we've seen that a world number one is beaten doesn't mean that he or she does not deserve that world number one. What it simply means is that such person that was beaten as a world number one is dropping down in his form, and therefore that person needs to work more so as to accelerate his performance to get to that place that made him to sit as the world number one. So for me, I think the ranking truly matters a whole lot. If not, we would have seen some other person like Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz, Danny Medvedev, even the Sinner that we are talking about right now that is seated world number 4. If it was not all that crucial and important, the rankings, then you expect someone that is seated above that is seated above 100 in the log to always beat world number one, talking about Novak Djokovic or Carlos Alcaraz. But as you can see right now, it is very difficult. Before you can beat world number one or world number two, then you are going to make headline because of the fact that you defeated world number one, because it is not an easy thing. So the ranking truly plays a major role, because the ranking speaks of the quality of opponent that you have been able to square up against over the years or over the couple of weeks, and your ability to come out of those opponent victorious gives you that edge and makes you gather more points to say, yes, this person is better than the one that is seated in the world number 20 or world number 1.
All right, so at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we'll come back, of course, we'll continue to unravel more about Yannick Sinner. Please stay with us.
5-4 Empire Entertainment, in collaboration with River State Television, presents International Legendary Grand Award 2023. Theme: The Distinguished Conference and Academic Beauty Queen Nigeria 2023, Season 5, The Beaut Elect Project, the #1 educational project contest nationwide. Performing Original Stereo Man, GYC, MC Mumu, Odogu Vibes, etc. Host Lady Chinyere Nwabweze, Nollywood star actress, and Emeka Okoye, Nollywood actor, and other special guests of honor. Date: 19th November 2023. Venue: Silver Blaze Garden and Hotels, 39 Eze Baka Baka Avenue, Woji Road, Port Harcourt. 50,000 naira. Gold table 300,000 naira. Diamond 1 million naira. For more information, partnerships and sponsorships, please call 0813 359 3563 or 0906 047 4445. You can also email us at 54ckempire@gmail.com. Powered by 54 Empire Entertainment, Eloquent Suite, River State Television, Silver Blaze Garden and Hotels, Wish 99.5 FM, Atlantic Television Network, AIT, and 8 Ball Play Lounge, etc.
Welcome back. It's the Sports Personality Show on Atlantic Television Network. Of course, we're taking a look at an Italian tennis player, talking about Yannick Sinner. Of course, he's been very, very impressive this year, especially in the ongoing ATP, where he's doing greater things down there. But let's take a look at how 2020 was for the man Yannick Sinner. Actually, it was the year of his first ATP title, and of course improving on his ranking. He was ranked top 40 in that year. But early in the year, Sinner Bogsovic as a wildcard at the Waterman Open. He earned his first top 10 victory against world number 10 David Coffin. Playing the ATP tour shut down due to COVID-19 pandemic, Sinner had a successful restart to the season. Although he lost his opening round match to Karen Kakanov at the US Open, he fared better. He fared better in Europe. He reached the third round at the World Masters, highlighted by a victory over world number 6 Stefanos Tsitsipas. He then progressed to become the in 2005. During the tournament, he defeated Coffin again, as well as US Open runner-up world number 7 Alexander Zverev, before losing to Nadal after a semi-final at the Cologne